Guys, fire away.
Manny, how do you feel returning to the ring?
I'm excited and happy. I'm back.
What's the difference this time returning to wild card from the first time you stepped foot at the wild card to now?
The same. I feel the same, and I feel that hungriness of training, work hard, but it kinds of there's a adjustment for body recovery. It's not like before that just overnight. So we're taking. Sometimes we have to rest. We're taking time to let my body recover. Like that we can. But the training intense, hard work, discipline is still there. It's the same.
Manny, I know. After the Ugas fight was a little difficult for your family. Your eyes were closed and your wife fed you and everything. Was that tough in this part of coming back? Did you have to? Was there a talk you had to have with your family before coming back in Jinky or?
Yeah, they saw that, but they're the one. They're very supportive because they saw my speed, my power, and then the body condition. What I mean, like that. The last fight that I had with Ogas, you know me because I'm not really 100% focused on that fight because there's a distraction. I encounter a lot of cases with Paradigm. Paradigm is distracting me so much on that fight. They did a lot of things in training camp to distract me 100%. But I study about it and thinking about it, like, God is good all the time.
If you win this fight against Barrios, are you planning on defending it and staying active in boxing?
Yeah, right now focus on the fight against Barrios one at a time, and let's talk about the next one.
Manny, just
Gervonta Davis. They keep talking about Gervonta Davis as a possible fight, Manny. You like that fight because he's little, like he's your size.
I like that. I like that. I mean, I like that, but let's finish first this one because this one is a taller champion like that. So I have a lot of things to do in training camp.
Manny, just looking back there, not looking forward, but you've had 4 years off from boxing, so you've had time to look back at your first 70 fight. Who are the top 5 fighters?
The 4 years layoff on boxing, like, it's good for my body because I've been in boxing since I was 12 years old. When I was 12 years old, then continuous, non-stop. So good for me, for my body to rest for 4 years. Now I'm back, like, I feel so excitement like what I feel before, and training camp, everything like that, dedication, everything like that. I have that in my heart.
Who are the top 5 fighters?
What's the plan after this fight?
The plan, like I said, one at a time. Let's talk about the after the fight.
Man,
Why
you
Barrios?
look amazing in camp. You fought De La Hoya, who was a giant. You fought Margarito, who was a giant. We saw those two fights. Did the same thing happen on July 19th?
I'm doing my best in training. I'm
Why
doing my best.
Barrios? Why Barrios? What did you see in his style?
It just happened that he's a champion in 147 pounds.
Let's get a question from Sean Zettel.
Manny, have you had a chance? Do you watch Naoya Inoue, and what do you think of him? And do you see any similarities between yourself and him?
Inoue, I'm proud of him. He's from Japan in Asia, in our place. So his style is like when I was young, like 15, like when I was 115, 122, 118.
Manny, how was that first real sparring after a 4-year layoff and getting in the gym and feeling that one punch for the first time now in this training camp?
It's good. I'm happy to say always used to it.
Manny, you're always smiling in your face-offs. You made me think, is there an opponent that you actually like that you're like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to beat this guy up?
I know, I always do that. For me, it's like nothing personal. I said doing my job. You know, that's why I'm not a person who put hatred, grievances against someone like that. I always love the people. But doing the things in the ring, that's different. Like you have to do your part to fight, to win.
Manny, you were asked earlier about Naoya Inoue. You've actually had the pleasure of meeting him. How was that interaction with Naoya Inoue? With Inoue? You've had a chance to meet him.
Na Inoue is he can fight in different weight division. If you want my advice, how to do, what to do, I can give him advice.
You can get him to 8 divisions.
I don't know. A division is hard to accomplish.
How would you describe your career?
Huh?
How would you describe your career?
My career. I don't want to raise my own chair.
Manny, who are the top 5 fighters you ever fought, you think?
Barrera, Morales, Marquez, De La Hoya, Cotto, what else? Cotto, Margarito.
Why no Floyd Mayweather? Why not Floyd Mayweather? Why isn't he in the top 5?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight. How is that? I mean, you know, I feel sorry to the fans because the fight is boring. You know, the fight is boring. Like that's not the fans are expecting to us. I mean, as a fighter, if I'm a fan, of course I want to see a good fight, like Xinjing fight, not a passion show.
Is that rematch still in current?
Right? You need action. Like
Let's get a question from Christina Sloan.
Manny Pacquiao. So you removed your sunglasses when you were facing off Mario Barrios. Was that specific, or you just wanted to see what his face like?
my, you know.
No, when you were facing off with Mario, you removed your sunglasses. What was it about? You wanted to see more what's in his eyes?
I told him I want to remove my sunglasses so that you can see my eyes.
You were trying to scare him?
No.
Because he said you're a likable guy. Maybe you know he needs motivation to kind of dislike you or something.
I told him that I want to remove my sunglasses. I want you to see my eyes.
And also, if Gervonta Davis and Inoue was the same weight class,
Gervonta Davis and Inoue?
if they were in the same weight class.
Inoue.
Why is that? Why does Inoue beat Gervonta if they couldn't figure out a fight?
Inoue is fast.
Inoue is fast.
Inoue is fast.
Is Gervonta part of your plans down the future?
Remember, in boxing, speed is the key. Speed is the key.
Hold on, let's get a question from Fight Hub right now. Steve, let's hold on a second. Let's get a question from Fight Hub right now.
Manny, what advice would you give to young boxers who aspire to have a long career like yourself?
First, God, and also second is like discipline, hard work but discipline. You have to study your body. You have to control your body. Discipline. I mean, when I talk about discipline, as in discipline 100% in any part, like food, what you're doing, like that, like discipline. That's how to get stay long.
Is there a victory, obviously you had a legendary career, is there just a victory that sticks out to you specifically that you're like, man, that one really meant a lot to me?
Barrios one.
Last question, guys. Last question.
Manny, any thoughts on
Right, because nobody knows me before that fight.
Manny? Any thoughts on Jaime Munguia? He popped for a PED, and any thoughts on that? And just that problem, is that a problem in boxing right now? PEDs in boxing, and what do you think of Munguia and some fighters popping for some of these fights?
I don't want to comment about that, Megan.
Thank you guys very, very much.
What
Thank
can
you
we
guys
expect
very
from you
much.
fight night, Manny?
Good fight, more action.
Who's you picking, Crawford versus
The Pac-Man is back.
Thank you, Manny.
Crawford versus Canelo?
¿Cómo estás, Saúl Manuel Márquez? You got me once. You got me once. Okay.